The Encounter of 2023 event by Colton Dennis. The crowd is cheering. Hello everyone and welcome to the Encounter, where tonight our ADW, JDW, LMDW undisputed champion will defend his title in a triple threat ladder match, said announcer number 1. Yeah, and I'm hoping tonight we keep the title. Because, so far every time a title has been defended, it has changed hands. Let's hope tonight is different than those other nights, said announcer number 2. Well, Prince needs to fight harder than the other two competitors, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is a triple threat ladder match. And is for the ADW, JDW, LMDW Undisputed Championship. Introducing the challengers first representing Hatred Slam, the Maestro. Next, representing the Wild Bull, Cyclone. And their opponent, representing Blood Rumble. He is the ADW, JDW, LMDW Undisputed Champion, Prince, said announcer number 3. Prince hands his title to referee number 1. Referee number 1 raises the title then straps it to a hook. The hook is being raised. Bell dings. Cyclone kicks Prince's stomach. Prince groans. Cyclone hits Prince's back. Prince groans then falls onto his knees. Cyclone went right after the champion, said announcer number 2. Good strategy, take out the current champion. A new champion will be crowned, said announcer number 1. Cyclone starts kicking Prince. Prince is groaning. A ladder slides into the ring. The Maestro rolls inside of the ring, stands up then sets up the ladder. Maestro is being sneaky here, said announcer number 2. Another great strategy for the match, said announcer number 1. The Maestro climbs up the ladder. Cyclone turns around then grabs the Maestro's left leg. The Maestro tries kicking Cyclone. Cyclone pulls the Maestro down the ladder then hits his back. The Maestro groans. Cyclone starts climbing up the ladder on the same side of the Maestro. Is this a smart move? Climbing up the same side as your opponent, asked announcer number 2. It is and isn't. Because, if you fall and he's still on the ladder, your opponent could grab the title, said announcer number 1. Both Cyclone and the Maestro continuously punch each other. Cyclone reaches for the title. The Maestro punches Cyclone's right side. Cyclone groans. The Maestro climbs up a rung of the ladder then reaches for the title. Cyclone hits the Maestro's back. The Maestro groans. Both Cyclone and Maestro are really trying to get the title, said announcer number 2. Prince stands up then climbs up the opposite side of the ladder. And here comes Prince, said announcer number 1. Prince gets to the top of the ladder then punches both Cyclone and the Maestro. Both Cyclone and the Maestro are groaning. Prince stops both of his opponents in time, said announcer number 2. Prince reaches for the title. Will Prince retain right here? Asked announcer number 1. Prince continues reaching for the title. Both Cyclone and the Maestro start punching Prince's sides. Prince is groaning. Both Cyclone and Maestro stop Prince, said announcer number 2. Both Cyclone and the Maestro look at each other then set Prince up for a suplex. No, don't tell me they're thinking about this, said announcer number 1. Both Cyclone and the Maestro suplex Prince off of the top of the ladder. All three and onto the mat then they start groaning. What a suplex, said announcer number 2. That was insane. Hopefully none of them are injured, said announcer number 1. Prince rolls outside of the ring. Both Cyclone and the Maestro are slowly standing up. I don't know how they are getting up after that, said announcer number 2. Both Cyclone and the Maestro start punching each other. Here comes a fist fight, said announcer number 1. The Maestro punches Cyclone. Cyclone groans then goes to punch the Maestro. The Maestro ducks. Cyclone runs then bounces off of the ropes. The Maestro dropkicks Cyclone. Cyclone groans then stands up next to the ropes. The Maestro clotheslines Cyclone over the top rope. Cyclone lands onto the floor. Maestro sends Cyclone outside of the ring. And now he's all alone, said announcer number 2. This may be Maestro's moment, said announcer number 1. The Maestro is leaning against the ropes, looks up at the title then he smiles. Maestro knows this is his moment, said announcer number 2. The Maestro starts climbing up the ladder. Maestro will now become the new ADW, JDW, LMDW Undisputed Champion, said announcer number 1. The Maestro gets to the top of the ladder then grabs the title. Cyclone slides into the ring, stands up then pushes the ladder. The Maestro gets hung off of the top rope then he groans. Oh, right where the sun doesn't shine, said announcer number 2. The Maestro continues groaning. Cyclone bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, runs at the Maestro then hits him with a forearm. The Maestro bounces off of the ledge of the ring then he lands onto the floor. Cyclone takes out Maestro, said announcer number 1. Cyclone folds up the ladder. Why did Cyclone just fold up the ladder? It's better when it's open, said announcer number 2. Cyclone lifts the ladder over his head, then turns towards the ropes. The maestro stands up outside of the ring, then looks up at Cyclone. Cyclone throws the ladder at the maestro. The ladder hits the maestro. The maestro lands onto the floor, then he groans. Oh man, maestro could have a concussion after that, said announcer number 1. Cyclone goes through the middle rope, then grabs another ladder. Prince appears on the ledge of the ring, jumps off, then does a clothesline onto Cyclone. Cyclone is groaning. What a clothesline by Prince, said announcer number 2. Prince picks up the ladder, then leans it against the ring. Prince must have an idea here, said announcer number 1. Prince picks Cyclone up, grabs his left arm, then whips him. Cyclone reverses it. Prince goes into the leaning ladder, he groans, then falls onto the floor. Cyclone grabs the leaning ladder, then throws it onto Prince. Prince groans again. Oh, Prince went into the ladder first. Then to make it worse, Cyclone slams the ladder onto him, said announcer number 2. That definitely hurt Prince, said announcer number 1. Cyclone raises his arms. The crowd is cheering. The crowd really loves Cyclone, said announcer number 1. Cyclone turns around. The top of the ladder hits Cyclone. Cyclone falls onto the floor. The maestro appears holding a ladder. Maestro just came out of nowhere and knocked Cyclone out of his boots, said announcer number 2. He could be the one to have a concussion, said announcer number 1. You think you're better than me? Do you? Asked the maestro, continuously kicking Cyclone. Cyclone continuously groaning. Maestro has taken over, said announcer number 2. The maestro picks up the ladder, leans it against the ring, grabs a second ladder, then slides it into it. Maestro is gonna try for the title, said announcer number 1. The maestro stands up, sets up the ladder, then climbs up it. Maestro is gonna become the champion, said announcer number 2. But he still needs to unhook it, said announcer number 1. The maestro gets to the top of the ladder, looks at the title, then holds out his arms. The crowd is booing. The maestro is smiling, then goes to grab the title. Prince climbs up the opposite side of the ladder. Prince is back up, said announcer number 2. The maestro reaches for the title. Prince punches the maestro's stomach. The maestro groans. Prince reaches for the title. Will Prince unhook his title? Asked announcer number 1. The maestro punches Prince. Prince groans. The maestro reaches for the title. Prince punches the maestro's stomach again. The maestro groans. Prince grabs the maestro's head, then bounces it off of the top of the ladder. The maestro goes limp. Prince really made sure maestro is out of it, said announcer number 2. Prince wraps his arms around the maestro's head. What is Prince thinking here? Asked announcer number 1. Prince jumps off the ladder, then does a neckbreaker onto the maestro. Both Prince and the maestro land onto the mat, then are holding their heads. A neckbreaker from the top of the ladder, said announcer number 2. That was insane, said announcer number 1. Cyclone slides into the ring, then stands up. Prince is slowly standing up. Cyclone kicks Prince's stomach. Prince groans. Cyclone looks at the ladder, grabs Prince's head, then throws him into it. The ladder falls over. Prince groans. Cyclone sends Prince into the ladder, said announcer number 2. Cyclone looks at the maestro, picks him up, then throws him through the middle rope. The maestro lands onto the floor. Cyclone goes through the middle rope, kicks the maestro, then clears off the announce table. Look out, this is gonna be bad, said announcer number 1. Cyclone picks up a monitor. The maestro is slowly standing up. Cyclone swings the monitor. The monitor hits the maestro. The maestro falls onto the floor. Oh man, being hit with that thing is dangerous, said announcer number 2. Cyclone grabs another ladder, then sets it up next to the announce table. Cyclone has an idea here. And I don't like it, said announcer number 1. Cyclone picks the maestro up, then lays him onto the table. The maestro is laying motionless on the announce table. Cyclone looks up at the ladder, then starts climbing up it. Like I said before, Cyclone has a bad idea, said announcer number 1. Cyclone gets to the top of the ladder, then looks down at the maestro. The maestro quickly stands up, then climbs up the opposite side of the ladder. Did you see how fast maestro got up? Asked announcer number 2. Playing a little opossum, said announcer number 1. Both Cyclone and the maestro appear at the top of the ladder, then continuously punching each other. Only one could win this fist fight. Announcer number 1 looks at announcer number 2. Sorry, said announcer number 2. Both Cyclone and the maestro continue punching each other. Cyclone headbutts the maestro. The maestro groans. Cyclone grabs the maestro, then sets him up for a suplex. No way, not outside of the ring, said announcer number 1. Cyclone tries to lift the maestro. The maestro holds onto the top of the ladder. Cyclone punches the maestro's left side, then tries to lift him again. The maestro holds onto the top of the ladder again, then continuously punches Cyclone's left side. Cyclone continuously groaning. Maestro is fighting out of this, said announcer number 2. The maestro grabs Cyclone's head, then continuously bounces it off of the top of the ladder. Cyclone continuously groaning. The maestro punches Cyclone. Cyclone is swaying on the top of the ladder. The maestro punches Cyclone again. Cyclone sways on top of the ladder again. The maestro looks down at the announce table, at Cyclone, then does a knockout punch. Cyclone goes limp, falls off of the top of the ladder, then goes through the announce table. Oh my god, maestro just knocked out Cyclone. Then he fell right through our announce table, said announcer number 1. That was totally awesome, said announcer number 2. The maestro climbs down the ladder, smiles, then looks into the ring. Prince sets up a ladder inside of the ring, then slowly climbs up it. Prince is heading up the ladder, said announcer number 1. The maestro rolls into the ring, stands up, then pushes the ladder over. Prince lands onto his feet on the mat. The maestro goes to punch Prince. Prince ducks. The maestro turns around. Prince kicks the maestro's stomach. The maestro groans, then bends over. Prince bounces off of the ropes on the side of the ring, then goes for a swinging neckbreaker onto the maestro. The maestro moves. Prince staggers, then turns around. The maestro kicks Prince's stomach, then sets him up for a powerbomb. I've never seen maestro do a powerbomb before, said announcer number 2. The maestro lifts Prince onto his right shoulder. Prince is squirming, then lands onto his feet behind the maestro. The maestro turns around, then runs at Prince. Prince sidesteps the maestro. The maestro's left shoulder goes into the leaning ladder, then he groans. Maestro went right into the ladder he set up earlier, said announcer number 1. The maestro continues groaning, then he turns around. Prince bounces off of the ropes, then does a swinging neckbreaker onto the maestro. Another neckbreaker by Prince, said announcer number 2. Prince stands up, sets up the ladder, then looks outside of the ring. Cyclone is slowly moving. Cyclone is moving out in front of us, said announcer number 1. I don't know how he's moving after that, said announcer number 2. Prince grabs the maestro's legs, then slingshots him. The maestro goes over the top rope, then lands onto Cyclone. Prince sends maestro over the top rope and onto Cyclone, said announcer number 1. Smart, don't you think? Asked announcer number 2. Definitely was, said announcer number 1. Prince looks up at the title, then climbs up the ladder. There goes Prince up the ladder, said announcer number 2. Now's the perfect time to, said announcer number 1. Prince gets to the top of the ladder, looks at the title, grabs, then unhooks it. Bell dings. Here's your winner and still the ADW, JDW, LMDW undisputed champion, Prince, said announcer number 3. Prince did it. He successfully retained his title, said announcer number 2. Congratulations to Prince. There were moments where I thought either Cyclone or Maestro were gonna win. But somehow, Prince retained, said announcer number 1. I'm so happy. Way to go, Prince, said announcer number 2. Well folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye-bye, said announcer number 2 waving. Prince raises his title. The crowd is cheering. The end.